Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up, what's up? Come on in, y'all. Come on in, come on in. We chillin', man. Y'all already know exactly what time it is. We're back here to start some more game on the ground for them Hungry Hounds. Just got the pound and are ready for the next round, man. With that being said, I hope everybody's had a good day today. My day's been alright. My day's been pretty chill, pretty regular, average day in the regularly scheduled program, man. You already know. You already know, man. Let me know how your guys' day was down there in the comments below. Whether it was a good day, bad day, productive day, lazy day, whatever the case may be, drop it down in the comments below. Also, let me know where you guys are tapping in from so I can shout out your country, your state, or your city. I love to know where my viewers are tapping in from because I always thought it was interesting. We can all be on different parts of the world and still tap into the same exact program at the same exact time. Like right now, it's darker than the abyss out where I'm at, but where y'all might be could be brighter than the sun outside. So, I've always thought that how far technology has come has always been so interesting. I give it about maybe 30, 50 years or so, and we'll be teleporting. With technology. That's what I think is going to happen. I feel like eventually one day they might try to make real life transformers too. Actual robotic transformers that turn from cars to robots. And if that was the case, then that would be actually be really. Honestly, I don't know what I would think about that. I don't know how I'd feel if they made real transformers or not. That's something that I probably have to think about honestly, because we all seen what happens. We seen what happened with iRobot, how they all turned rampant and went crazy. Um, yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, man. So today we're gonna be talking about something interesting that I found while I was reading in the book of Jeremiah. I feel like this relates a lot to a lot of things that go on today. Within our personal lives. We're gonna get into it once we hit 900 likes. But it's crazy to me how something that was written over 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, heck, maybe even longer than that, can relate so much to what's going on in today's day and age. Even though nothing has been really, I mean, I know it's been altered and stuff like that. Things have been taken out, things have been added or whatever. But nothing super major has really been added or taken out. So I just think that something that old that relates to something to today's day and age. I cannot speak. Something that old that can relate to today's day and age. I cannot speak, bro. It's crazy to me. But that's why they call it the living word because it's literally living. It is literally the living word. It's crazy, man. But anyways, we passed it, passed the light goal. So yeah, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 5, in case anybody was wondering who was watching. Uh, and if in a safe land you are so trusting, what will you do in the thicket of the Jordan? For even your brothers in the house of your father, even they have dealt treacherously with you. They are in full cry after you. Do not believe them, though they speak friendly words to you. That to me is crazy. Just reading that. Because uh, today you see parents doing kids dirty, kids doing parents dirty, brothers and sisters turning and fighting on each other and stuff like that. I've personally witnessed certain things happen with people who I used to be around, and it's just like, dang, man, like, uh, this stuff is real life, This stuff is real life, This book is speaking real life stuff. Something that was written over 2,000 years ago is speaking real life stuff. And when you really read it, not just with your eyes or your mind, but you read it with your heart and your soul, the way it's meant to be read, it really it resonates with you. It resonates with anybody on a whole different level, you know. Um, and that's where a lot of people fail to realize is that the book is meant to be the Bible is meant to be read with your heart and your soul, not with your eyes and your mind, and that's why a lot of things in the book go over people's minds. They go over their heads. Um, because it's made up of a bunch of parables, you know, because if it was told to us in plain, we would not be able to understand it and comprehend, for one. And for two, um, it's told to us in parables because God wants us to search. He wants us to search it out, to search out the truth. He wants to see us hunger and thirst for the truth. You know, if he just gives the truth to us in plain, you know, what does that do? Nothing really. It don't really do much. He wants to see us want the truth. He wants us to want it. He wants us to love the truth like he loves it. He wants us to want the truth. He has the truth and he is the truth and he wants us to want it and he wants us to search for it and hunger for it and thirst for it and starve for it. That's why the Bible is written in parables, because he wants us to search for it. He wants us to search for the true meaning. He wants to see us. Really, the only way I can put it is that he wants to see us want it. You know, not a lot of people out there really want it. You know, they read it, they think, oh yeah, well this means this, and they close the book instead of really reading and searching it. You know, searching for the meaning. And it's sad because a lot of people, they just shove it off to the side as just another regular old book. But there's a whole lot more meaning to it when you really read it, when you really search for the meanings behind it and the truth behind it and the hidden parables. The parables, it's a parable within a parable, basically, is what it is. It's a parable within a parable, and a lot of people brush it off because they don't want to really read into it. They don't want to dig deep into it, so they just brush it off as just another old book. And that to me is a shame. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just how people are. You can't force people to really search it. You know, they have to want to search it, just like what God wants us to do. He wants us to want to search it. Um, and there's a lot of people that don't. You know, Jesus said that there'll be more people on the path of destruction than there will be on the path of righteousness and everlasting life. And we see that today. You know, there's a huge decline in not even the church, but just in faith in the Almighty. Period. You know, I hate using the word church because the word church has been ground down to nothing. You know, it's been uh, ground into dust pretty much because of the people today. Um, I hate using the word Christian because it's been ground down into dust, into nothing. You know, it's been beat into nothing because of the people today who represent Christianity don't represent it the way it's meant to be. And that's why a lot of people are leaving their faith in the Almighty because of the people who represent Christianity. You know, I hate using that word. I hate using religious words. Period. I hate religion. Period. Um, I've always looked at religion as segregation by faith. You know, it's just all it does is divide everybody even more and more and keep more and more people divided. And I never liked it. You know, I never liked going to church. I never liked doing none of that stuff. So, you know, you can be a spiritual person and not attend church. You know, you can be a spiritual person and not be called a Christian. You can be a follower of the Messiah and not be called a Christian. You're just a follower of the Messiah, you know. That's where a lot of people go wrong, is when they say that, oh, you believe in Jesus, oh, you're a Christian. No, just because I believe in Jesus doesn't mean I'm a Christian. Christian is a label. I don't put labels on, oh, I'm a follower of the Messiah. I'm not a Christian, you know. And that's one thing that I can't stand the most, is people just automatically assume. They assume. You know, people say that Christians are bad people because they bash others for their viewpoints and their lifestyles and stuff. And it's not bashing, it's calling out. You know, we were made to live certain ways. And we can't live that certain way if we're constantly living in the way that we're living today. You know, being a transformer, swinging the other way, living in carnality, period. We can't live the way we were meant to live if we're living in carnality. And you know, if you get offended by it, then that means that it struck a chord with you, meaning that you heard something that you were meant to hear. But a lot of people are too stubborn. They're too stuck in their ways, too hard headed, too thick skulled to really change anything about themselves. And that's a shame, because they want to live a comfortable life. They don't want to live a hard life. They want to live a comfortable life. And when you see people like that, it's just like, dang, these people don't know the road that they're headed down. I mean, they do know what they're headed down, but they don't, because the truth really has been held from them. You know, the truth has really been held from them, and it's such. It's a shame. The truth has been held from everybody. That's why God wants us to search it out. He wants us to search it out. Not everything can be handed to you on a gold platter, on a platinum platter. It can't be that easy. Life is not easy. Life is never meant to be easy. God said, by the sweat of a man's brow shall he eat. And that alone just tells you that life isn't meant to be easy. We're not meant to have anything handed to us on a silver platter, on a gold platter, on a platinum platter. We're meant to work for what we want. We're meant to work just to eat, What he meant by that was, and this could be multiple different ways, eating, like just actual eating. I mean, you obviously you got to work to eat. Back then, you had to grow plants, grow your vegetables and stuff like that, and barbecue the meat from your sheep or your cow or whatever it was that you were eating from. Um, it could be spiritually eating. You got to put in the spiritual work to be spiritual, to get on a higher spiritual level. There's all kinds of different meanings, and it's just people overlook a lot of stuff. It's a shame. People just throw it away as a regular old book instead of really reading it. And the thing that people do the most, the mistake that most people make, is judging the book by its cover. People judge books by their covers too much. They never give it a chance. They just brush it off. And that's why people are so lost these days, That's why people are so lost, because they brush it off, because they go off of what they heard from other people, or they've only listened to one person who don't represent the Bible, who don't represent God the way they're supposed to represent them, and they just automatically think that everybody is like that. And that's another thing, every batch that you get, there's always going to be a few bad apples. It don't matter where you're looking at. It don't matter where you're looking. Christianity, Catholicism, Presbyterian, all that stuff, that crap. There's always going to be bad apples in every batch. That's just not. That's just something that you can't run from. It's something you can't escape. And you can't associate a whole group of people, a whole faith, based on a few bad apples like everybody does. It don't work like that. Because then at that point, you're just ignorant. You're not going to sit there and have a bucket of freshly picked apples and throw the whole bucket away because there's 4 or 5 rotten apples in there. You're not going to do that. Why would you do that? That's ignorant. You take the bad apples out and keep all the good ones. And not enough people do that. Not enough people do that. They all see the rotten apples and they think the whole batch is bad, so they go and they dump it out. That's what's wrong with people. They don't clean where they're supposed to clean. They don't take out what they're supposed to take out. They don't fix what is supposed to be fixed within themselves. Because they're too comfortable living in carnality. They're too comfortable swinging the other way. They're too comfortable being a transformer. Yeah, they're too comfortable. And it's a shame. But at the end of the day, what can you really do, There's nothing you can do to... there's nothing you can do to change a person's mind. They got to be the ones to change. All you can do is plant the seed. That's all you can do. You can't do anything else but plant the seed. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get up on out of here. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and listening to this episode. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And I'll be right back for the last episode of the night. Deuces, and stay tuned. Tap the follow and the bell button too.